How about now? Yay! Oh my goodness, guys. Sorry, we did a whole troubleshooting for those of you who heard yesterday, and apparently our solution yesterday did not work, but video delay. Okay, interesting. All good. We're going to have the most epic class today, whether you can hear me or not. One minute here, let me just get us some sound going. To do. Okay. Now, let's see if we have voice and a little mantra. Seems like it. All right. Thanks, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Lionsgate. You guys may not can see it yet, but I'm wearing my fieriest pants for just such a special occasion. So I hope you guys are feeling a little fiery too. If you're not, then I bet you will be by the time we get done here today. Delays and all. So welcome. I see a few first timers here today, which always makes me so excited. I see a few regulars here today, which makes me equally as excited. So some of you guys know the drill. Some of you may be very new to my methods. I like to meditate a little weird, you guys. And so if you're new to meditation at all, this may be really pushing the envelope on your comfort zone, but guess what? That's part of the magic of how it works. So part of the magic of a lot of these methods are they take your brain outside of the norm. And so if you feel anything that feels uncomfortable or just feels a little awkward or silly, then you're probably doing it just perfectly right. So I'm going to encourage you to just go with it today. Go into your comfort zone, find anything that's coming up for you today, because it's a very, very special day to meditate. So this whole 8-8 Lionsgate, what is this all about? Raise your hand or drop me a note in the chat if you've ever heard of this before, or maybe you've heard me mention it this week. It's a really cool day that happens every year on 8-8. And some of you may know that I'm a big numerology nerd. So what is the symbol? What does 8 look like? What is the symbol that looks like an 8? If you think about it, if you turn it on its side, it's an infinity, right? And so 8 in itself is a very powerful number to kind of work with in these different energies. But when you have 8-8, it's even more powerful. But really, so there's the numerology aspect, but really the main significant event that's going on is that there's a solar alignment, a celestial alignment, if you will. So there's basically this effect that's happening right now today. It's kind of peaking today, where there's the closest star to us. The name of it is called Sirius, as in like Sirius XM. Pretty cool. So the star of Sirius is actually the closest that it's going to be, and it's almost one of these things. The best way I can think of to explain it is if you were ever in Girl Scouts or maybe Boy Scouts, then if you ever have caught something on fire with a magnifying glass, then that's exactly what's going on today. So basically, the sun, the earth, and Sirius are all in this really significant alignment to where it can basically catch fire to whatever you're trying to manifest. Whatever big things you've been working on, big goals, big aspirations, big achievements, material things, whatever floats your boat, it's almost like you can find yourself in this alignment to really light some fire under yourself. Maybe that means to recharge your faith. Maybe that means to recharge your mission or kind of get more clear on what it is that you actually want. Maybe it's really just to get into the excitement of it. Maybe it's just to feel into the energy of it. So the other thing, we talked a little bit about this yesterday for those of you guys who are in Embodiment Academy, we're talking about how one of the reasons why it's so important to use the body as part of a manifestation practice versus just using the mind. The body is what's in the now. And the body is the thing that you can use basically like a satellite receiver. Okay. So just as if my sound is having some hiccups because the pieces are not communicating to each other on the computer the way that they seem to be in the room, sometimes our life feels the same way, right? Sometimes our head can be either one of two places. Our head can be so focused on the future that you start to get anxious, or maybe you feel stressed in the body. Or perhaps your head is so stuck in the past that you feel disconnected to your future. You know, sometimes we can find ourselves on either end of that spectrum, and it's all part of being human, you know, and I'm sure we all probably know people who live their lives stuck in the past, and hopefully that would never be us, right? But it's probably been us at some points during our lives. When we all have certain things that can feel like heaviness of the past. When our mind is stuck in the past, it feels like heaviness in the body, right? It feels like stagnation. And a lot of times, again, if our head is too stuck in the future, we can't relax. You know, we can't really be in the now. So that's really just a little bit of the insight about why it's so important to really start to work with the body, get the body into the energy of whatever future you're wanting, whatever thing that you're trying to create. The body has to be in the energy of it, because it's almost like, you know, truly like a satellite dish. It's like all these little blessings and miracles and things, whatever those things may be to you, whatever it is that you want is basically, in my opinion, again, take it or leave it, but everything from your future is like circling you. Okay. And if that feels like really far out, then just go with me. What if it were? Okay. What if it were? If everything in your future is basically circling like an airplane looking for a landing field, it's almost like the weather or the conditions have to be right in the body, in the now, for it to have a smooth landing. Okay. So those things aren't going to come into your life if you're stressed in the body or if you're depleted in the body. You have to put the right energy through the body as often as possible. But really, when you start to connect with that energy and feel it in the body, not just in the mind, that's when you start to see things happening really, 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 really fast. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about doing these types of active meditation. And, you know, there's no wrong meditation. So if you're a big fan of a different form, then cool, like whatever works for you, right? But when I really started to see things start to happen very, very quickly was when I started doing some of these more active things, like working with the breath, working with the sound current, really activating these parts of you that as an adult, we don't get to very often, you know, unless you're doing some of these kind of weird practices. And they are so activating. That's also why a lot of times they feel pretty challenging, because, you know, if you're newer to it, you're going to be like, what have I gotten myself into? So the best policy is do the very best that you can, and then go about 30 seconds more than you think that you can. Okay. So especially when we start getting into some of the breath work, you know, your brain is going to try to keep you from doing that. Your brain's going to say, hold up, what's going on? I don't know what has gotten into you or why you were doing this to me, but I don't know what's about to happen. So I'm not sure if it's a good idea. So your brain starts to say, I don't know if this is safe. Well, step out of that pattern and just remind yourself, hey, I'm just sitting here breathing, or I'm just sitting here like flailing my arms, or I'm just sitting here tapping when we go into the tapping, because truly it's your brain that gets very uncomfortable before your body. So we're going to really work to connect the two today. We're going to work to connect the brain and the body and charge yourself up like that magnifying glass so that you can set fire to whatever in the world that you want. So if you guys have something specific that you're working on, I want you to really feel and focus onto that one thing. Maybe it feels like there are 10 things that you are working on or that you would love to see happen, but I want you to pick your main one. And if you don't have a main one, if that feels hard to do, then I want you to just plant a seed for that to maybe become clear for you. Because, you know, another thing is A lot of times we're focused on the career, on the relationship, on the finances, on the health, on the whatever the thing is. And the body and the mind can feel kind of overwhelmed. So let's just see if we can pick a top one today and go with that, right? The other thing, talked a little bit about how if your body feels anxious or depleted or anywhere on that spectrum, it's really difficult for the things to come and find you. It's really difficult for any sort of expansion to happen because it's basically like you're sending out the big radar that you're not ready or that you can't handle it or that maybe you have too much on your plate or whatever it sounds like to you. The same is very true when we don't feel like we can hold our head up high, when we don't feel confident in our bodies. The same is true. We may feel worthy, we may feel ready, we may be begging and pleading with God, with the universe, with whatever you believe in. We may be begging and pleading for the things to happen. But if you truly don't feel like really in your body and really good about your body, it can cause a delay as well. So whatever happens today, wherever you are on your path today with that, I want you to just try your hardest to set it down for the next 45 minutes or so and just let yourself do your best today. Even if you're not matching my pace, even if you're not doing what you think the capacity that you should be at, let's try to just celebrate what we can do, right? So if you can do 30 seconds of one particular posture, awesome. It's better than the 0 that you would have done if you didn't come to class today, you know? So just staying in the wins, and let's go ahead and get started because I'm rambling. So we're gonna go ahead and tune in, coming into the body, starting to really come into your breath, getting comfortable in your seat. You're fine if you're sitting on the floor. You're fine if you're sitting on the sofa or on the bed or in a chair, wherever you need to go today. Start to drop in, closing your eyes and really starting to get curious about what may be coming up for you already around any of this that I've been talking about. Where is your body at right now? Are you carrying any of those things? Have you had your head in the future or in the past? And where can you actually bring it back into the present, just in the now? So, taking any of the things that are on your to do list, any of your concerns about yesterday or tomorrow, and just mentally packing them up and placing them in a little basket, just as if you could take them out of your head or even out of your body, placing them in a little basket in front of you, and then moving that basket into the next room. Sinking deeper into your seat, feeling yourself getting a little bit lighter. Feeling your breath getting heavier, expanding deeper into the belly. Taking some of the deepest breaths that perhaps you've taken all week, filling yourself all the way up to capacity, like you're a balloon that's just going to burst. And then exhale heavy, sigh it out. You can make a little sound if that feels good. Dropping further into the present with every round of breath. And starting to bring your attention to the space that's just around your body. Noticing the air that's touching your skin. Noticing anything at all that catches your attention, any sounds, any smells. Feeling the temperature of the air. Just notice what you're bringing in without judgment, just acknowledging whatever it is that you've been carrying around with you all week. Now starting to bring the palms together, warming and stimulating the hands through the fingertips. Sitting up nice and tall, balancing your weight, and then bringing the hands into a prayer position so thumbs come into the sternum. Nice tall spine, and deepening the breath here to tune in. We're going to tune in with the Adi mantra. The words are Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. We're going to bellow it out 3 times. And if you don't get the words just right, no big deal. Just make some sound. And you should feel this beautiful sound coming up from your navel, all the way up the spine, all the way out the sinuses. Deep inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. A deep inhale, hold it at the top. Feeling the energy within you and around you start to just shake up. Exhale, relax the hands. Good. We'll lose the music. Are we back on the music? Got it. Okay, good. So we're going to work with a little breath of fire this morning. So disclaimer, if you're currently pregnant or on the first couple days of your cycle, you just want to opt for long, deep breathing here. Okay, so you don't want to pump the navel too much. Otherwise, if you can go into a breath of fire, this is one of the most cleansing and activating breaths that you'll ever find. And it's an even inhale and exhale through the nose. So it sounds like a little puppy dog pant, but through the nose. So it's... And it doesn't matter how fast you go. It's more important that you go deep, deep, deep with the breath. And then we're going to start off in a child's pose, or actually a baby pose. So sitting on the heels. You can always opt to take a cushion under your bum if you need to. Bringing the forehead down to the mat, and then the hands are going to come back by the feet. So it's like this. You can take your knees as wide as they need to go for support. If you need a little something under your head to get it all the way to the floor, perfectly fine there as well. And then once we get into that baby pose, keeping your spine nice and long, you're going to just lift up your neck slightly and go into a breath of fire there. So I'm going to go ahead and start the clock. Pace yourself here. So it's... So you're going to feel the navel pumping underneath you very, very strong. Taking your gaze to right in front of the floor, right in front of your face on the floor. You can pick one spot on the floor and just really focus in on that spot, or you can close your eyes if that feels okay. Now, as you go into the breath of fire, you're going to have a tendency to want to speed up and shorten the breath. But what you want to do is really force that breath in and out as hard as you can. So it should sound like a little elephant or something in the room. We're already almost halfway done here, so just keep doing your best. You can always slow down and just focus on the depth of the breath more so than the pace. Remember that your brain will tell you very quickly that it's not sure if you're okay and that your body may be in some kind of danger. So just reminding yourself here, you're just breathing. Everybody's okay. We have just about 30 seconds left to go. So do the best that you can, really filling all the way up through the nose, exhaling all the air out through the nose. Last 10 seconds here. Long, tall spine. Good, now inhale deep, stretch out. Exhale, relax the breath, relax the body. And now we're gonna start to lean all the way back, which doesn't work out so well for yours truly. So I'm gonna take a cushion behind me and the best that you can. Now, ideally, if your knees are okay, if your hips are okay, you can sit yourself back between the feet and go all the way down to a flat back. If you're not even remotely close to that, I'm with you. So I'm giving myself a little support under the bum, and I'm just gonna take my hands behind me to support, opening up through the front body, opening up through the chest. So you wanna get your chin up. So I'm not dropping my head way down, but just as if I had like a little stretcher behind me. And we're gonna go into the same breath here, a little bit less time here. So go ahead and go into your breath of fire here. In and out through the nose. This is supposed to be challenging, so if you feel challenged, you're doing it absolutely right. Letting the breath go into wherever it feels challenging. So if you feel like your legs are going to fall off, or if your chest is on fire, sending more power of the breath right into those areas specifically. The breath is the thing that will get you through, and we have less than a minute here. You can do anything that you want to for 1 minute, so just light it up. Keeping your core nice and strong. We have less than 30 seconds to go here. Last 10 seconds. Go, go, go. Good. Inhale deep. Slowly bringing yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Exhaling. Good job. Now the next one, we're going to come up into an awkward chair pose. So feet are going to go flat on the ground. So I'm up on my toes right now so you can see my face, but you want your feet to be flat. And then we're going to wrap the arms around the legs and in through the ankles. So what happens is your back becomes parallel to the ground. If you need to grab your shins or your ankles, that's perfectly fine. But you want to get those thighs down as low as you can. We're going to go ahead and start the clock right now. Go into your breath of fire right now. And keeping your balance, keeping your back as flat, parallel to the ground as you can. Stick your tongue out, breath of fire through the mouth, your lion's breath here. Sticking your tongue out as far as you possibly can and breathing, opening up the throat here. Feeling your belly expand, rising and fall. Do the best you can. We're here for less than a minute. Stay with it, work for it. You can stretch the legs out if you need to, but keep breathing. Last 30 seconds. "15 seconds, stay with it. Last breath. Good, let it go. Come back to your seat. Dropping back down to your easy pose. Sitting up nice and tall. Crossing the arms one on top of the other. Right arm is on top of the left. Breathing very, very slowly here. Yeah, just regaining your balance, letting the breath really slow down here. We're going to go into a little pattern here. Mentally and silently, as you breathe in, you're going to say Hadi, 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 as quickly as you can. It's written to say it about 84 times on an in-breath. And then on your breath out, you're going to say Hud, 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 just silently. So as if you were whispering inside your own head, it's Hadi, 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 Hadi. On the inhale, Hadi, 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 Hadi. Out, Hud, 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 Hud. As you feel your breath softening in there. It's written about this meditation that this entire set will make your mind fresh. You'll have grits. It takes away fear and you'll experience yourself. You'll feel yourself. Mind will heal itself. Body will heal itself. So just a moment more here. Let's go one more cycle in and one more cycle out at your own pace. Slowly dropping the arms whenever you get to the bottom of your next exhale. Good work. So this set also is really heavy glandular clearing work, so it activates your body from the inside out. If you want to know my biggest life hack, it's Kundalini Yoga. I can work out your whole body, clear out your whole body in like 10 minutes. Really in about 3 minutes, but you guys are champs. So you're going to feel really good today. Drink lots of water today. Continue flushing out whatever needs to leave you. And now we're going to go into a prosperity meditation, okay? Because again, we are taking advantage of that magnifying glass. And this particular one is called the Hast Kriya. It's H-A-S-T, Hast Kriya. And it's also called Heavens to Earth. And that's exactly what right? So for this one, we're going to work the arms just a bit. Find my mantra here. And I'll turn the music up once we get going. We're going to go into this very simple little repetition where we bring the fingertips together up above the head. Let me scoot this back a little bit. So the fingertips touch right above the head. So you're not directly over, you're kind of right out. So almost like as if you were pointing to where the ceiling meets the wall, or maybe atop of the window if you have high ceilings. And you want to keep the elbows straight, like your arms are steel rods going through them. And then the floor beside you, out to the left and right. So that's all there is to it. We're just up and down, sitting up nice and tall, like the regal yogis that we are. And we're going to connect with this mantra, Satenam, Satenam, Waheguru. So try to match the pace if you can. You can close your eyes here, sit up nice and tall. Sorry. Noticing when your mind starts to want to wander, bringing it back to the posture, sitting yourself up taller, stretching up through the top of the head, bringing your mind back to this focus of focusing on your fingertips. Starting to take your thoughts to that one thing. Just as if you were flagging it in. Last minute here, make it count. Sit up taller, keep the arms even straighter. Last 10 seconds, you got it. Good, inhale, point the fingers right in front of the head, hold it. Sip it a little more. And exhale. Drop the arms, shake it out. Good job. Taking a little sip of water if you'd like. Or a sip of matcha, whatever you have. You guys can see my industrial size matcha this morning. We're going to go right into our tapping. So I want you to really allow your body to connect with the words that you're saying here. Some of them may feel more true for you today, and some of them your mind might have a tendency to reject, but just get curious about what feelings come up for you as we're tapping. If you're brand new to tapping, it looks and feels like the most awkward thing in the world. I was the biggest skeptic, but like you lights your manifestation on fire. It makes things really start to move and shift. So just staying with it the best that you can, getting curious about the process, whether you start to feel different sensations in the body. Some people experience laughing, crying, yawning, whatever, anything. So it's really clearing the nervous system out here. So let's go ahead and start on the very top of the head. Taking a big clearing breath. You can keep your eyes closed through the whole process here. It's going to help you to really connect more thoughts and feelings. Relaxing more through the body and starting to repeat after me. I am ready to receive whatever blessings are waiting for me. I am ready to receive whatever blessings are waiting for me. Good. Moving to the very front of the brow. Everything that I desire is available to me. I get to have whatever I want. Feeling every single one, just trying it on. I get to be whoever I want. I get to do whatever I want. Good, big deep breath in. Let it go. Moving to the outside of the brow. I already have everything that I need. Everything that I need is inside of me. I am primed for miracles. I am open to miracles coming in now. Good, big deep breath in, feeling it. Good, letting go of any resistance every time you exhale, sighing it out. Moving underneath the eyes. My dreams are never too much. I am never too much. The only thing that I have to do is figure out exactly what my dreams are. Because I can create whatever I want. And what I really want is, call it out, fill in the blank here, say it out loud, noticing the energy that you feel in the body as you say it out loud, breathing into it. Letting your body feel so connected with that thing, calling it out again, moving right underneath the nose. What I really want is feeling it so deeply, breathing in one more time. Good. Moving on to the chin. The bigger that I dream, the more that everyone else around me also gets to dream big. So it's safe for me to dream even bigger. Good. Big inhale there, feeling into that. Moving on to the collarbone. If you could turn that energy about dreaming bigger, just as if you had a little dial that you could turn it even up higher, feeling that even stronger in the body. This is a year for miracles. This year has been crazy. And this year proves that anything is possible. This is a year for radical realignment. And I'm here for it. So even if it's been a roller coaster, I'm still hanging on for the ride. Good. Breathing into all of that fear and frustration and uncertainty, letting it go right here, sighing it out. Let's go one more breath in right there. Letting it all go right here. Good. Right onto the sternum, softening into the heart right now. I'm so grateful for the lessons that I'm learning, even when they're hard. I'm so grateful for the growth that's expanding me past my limitations. Even when it's hard. Good, moving underneath the arm, just a couple inches below your armpit. I'm learning to be creative. I'm learning to be innovative. I'm learning just how strong I really am. Good, moving underneath the bottom rib. I am so incredibly strong. Feeling it. Noticing any hesitation, any resistance at all. I am so incredibly clever. I am so incredibly charming. Of course, I deserve to have my dream life. Of course, I deserve to feel appreciated. Of course, I deserve to be seen in all of my glory. Good. Breathing into that, feeling into it. Moving back to the top of the head. I'm ready to show up bigger. I'm ready to stand up for my dreams. I deserve to have my needs met. I deserve to have all of my needs met. And I get to enjoy the process. Good. Moving right in between the brows. It's safe for me to enjoy the process, even when things feel uncertain. I choose to believe that the path is unfolding before me. Good. Outside of the brow. I choose to believe that everything is working out for me. Good. Underneath the eye. Life is rigged in my favor. And I can't mess it up. All I have to do is show up and believe. Good. Taking a giant breath in, relaxing the hands. Good. Relaxing more through the body. Going back to those big, deep belly breaths, feeling your belly expanding, filling all the way up on the inhale. As you roll the eyes back for just a moment, so just as if you were going to look through the back of your own head. Coming further into the body, noticing what might feel different. Noticing the air touching your skin. Noticing any sensations that you feel within the body or around the body. Taking one more deep round of breath with the eyes rolled back. And then exhale, letting it go, relaxing every single nerve, every single muscle, and just starting to melt all the way down into the floor. Feeling any tension melting all the way down, leaving you now. Relaxing from the very top of the scalp Unplugging every little muscle that's in and around your eyes. Dropping the jaw, the shoulders. Feeling your body sinking deeper into relaxation as you start to picture the lion's gate before you. If you didn't know what it would look like, just imagine what would it look like if you did know exactly what it looked like. Allowing the picture to become more clear as you make your way closer to this beautiful grand lion's gate. Tuning in deeply here to your deepest inner knowing. Calling on any guides that may be available for you. Stepping right up to take a closer look. Peering through the gate and seeing everything that's opening up for you right now. Seeing here through this portal exactly where your next level lives. Stepping into the lion's gate and all the way through to the other side whenever you're ready. Feeling the energy shift as you cross over into what's next. Taking in any details that you see. Noticing any colors or textures or landscapes. Just taking your time here, connecting with whatever messages are here for you. Taking your time here to explore a little more deeply. Breathing in the energy here, feeling it activating every cell in your body. Just as if you had that little dial where you can turn it up, I want you to crank it all the way up now. Absorbing all of this energy that's available for you, all of this clarity, direction, inspiration. Taking in whatever you need right now. Taking one last good look around. Noticing what's speaking to you. Allowing yourself to receive even more clearly the understanding that's here. Where are you being called? Where are you being activated? And what actions feel right for you? Filling up with one more beautiful breath here of this energy, focusing it right into your heart space. Feeling your heart open, receiving this energy. Bringing it with you as you slowly start to bring your attention back to the body and back to the breath, filling the belly all the way up, expanding even more on your inhales, releasing even more on your exhales. Slowly bringing your awareness all the way back into your space. Feeling the air touching your skin. Tuning back into any sounds or smells that you may hear. Any sensations in the body. Just taking a moment here to ask yourself, what is it that would feel really good to do today? Is there anything that may have just given you a big clue about something that would feel right or align? What can you do to step into this magic today? Feeling so activated and feeling so in tune with your future. Is there one baby step that might be available for you to do today? And asking yourself, how can you stay in this energy today? Maybe it's moving your body more, or maybe it's resting your body. Whatever it is that you need, just listening so clearly, bringing your hands back to the body, hand to the heart, hand to the belly, and giving yourself a little squeeze for showing up for yourself this morning, for making time for yourself today, for breathing harder than you thought that you could today, for maybe stretching more than you thought that you could today, feeling such gratitude for the expansion. Thank you guys so much for coming to practice with me today. I'm so glad to have each and every one of you. Hope you feel incredible. May the long time sun shine upon you. Can you guide your way on? There's one last piece that we have to do if you're still with me. One of my favorite Moxie functions is there's a selfie option at the end. So if we can turn our cameras on, if you're up for it. Let me make sure I'm not going to do this wrong.